But I think I figured it out last time. Watch this. Haha, yeah. See? I used to just have to start a whole new channel, or not, a whole new live stream every time that happened. And it still happens. I've been gone for 4 months. YouTube still hasn't fixed that. Come on, YouTube. Anyways, how's it going, everybody? As I said last time, I'm going to be doing some live streams more often and posting more shorts and videos and stuff. So here's another live stream. Let me clean up my little rolling tray right here. I'm still out here in California. Pretty soon gonna be headed up north, headed towards Bend, and then Salem. Got some adulting to do in Bend while I'm there, and then gonna see my family in Salem, my daughter, my grandson, and by that point I expect that summer will be close to over, and then I'll start like my journey south. You know what I mean? In the meantime, oh yeah, I totally got a new tattoo. 2 new tattoos. One, I got this one. It's a light bulb for Kevin lit. Like there is, yeah, I know it's hard to see. Here, let me see if I can do it this way. Right there. Yeah, just a little light bulb. Kevin lit. And then I got my CIB done on my hand. For those who don't know, that's the Combat Infantryman's badge. You earn that in the Army if you have to be in the infantry, you have to be deployed, and you have to be engaged by the enemy. So, yeah, got that finally tattooed on me. I think that's it. I think that's all of my new tattoos. You know what I mean? Like, I saw it in the camera, so I figured I'd have to let you know. Got a new tattoo on the hand. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Billy the Kid, 420. What up, dude? How you doing? I'm just chilling out here in California, Northern California. I'm out here in Humboldt County, home of the, you know, fun stuff, Humboldt. And I got a little bit of that fun stuff left. The last video I did, the last live stream I did, got demonetized because I think it turns out that if you like do that kind of stuff, that Zaza stuff early in your video, it'll get demonetized. And of course they've got like AI scouring, sorry, somebody's waving at me. They got AI scouring your videos to make sure that like nothing like that comes out. Don't mind me. Just eating my medications because I got a bad heart. Every day I have to eat medications, you know, to not die. Turns out when you have a couple heart attacks, you end up on meds for the rest of your life. So yeah, I've got the 81 milligram baby aspirins 2 times a day, along with a few others that I gotta take for the rest of my life. So that's fun. What's up, Jeannie? Your puppy sitting today. How fun. I bet that's fun. I bet it's nice to have a pup back in your house. Don't forget to smash that like button, you guys. Share your video. Leave a comment. Say hi. It's okay. I know there's lurkers out there. You'll send me a pic? All right, you can send me a pic. I won't be able to check it until after the live stream. But feel free, yeah. I would love to see the pic. And then if any of you want to chat me up, you know, send me a message on my Facebook. My Facebook is Zig Sehorn. ZIG, and my last name is SEHORN. No A. No A. No A. No C either. Just Sehorn. Not the typical spelling. I'm getting pictures from Chini of these puppies. I won't be able to check them until after the live stream, but but I will check them. In other good news, I did end up getting my EBT turned back on. Last time we talked, my EBT had turned back off, and I hadn't actually like gone through the process to get turned back on, but it's turned back on now, so that's actually a huge help. Um, that's a huge help for my traveling adventures. So let me know in the comments, what are you guys smoking on? What are you guys burning? I'm curious. I'm in Humboldt County, so I haven't actually gone to a dispensary yet, so I haven't actually like I don't really have the money to go to a dispensary either. But Humboldt's got some of the best in the world, so um, that's where I'm at. It's beautiful here. It's a beautiful area in California. Unfortunately, yes, still in California, still has the California gas prices, but it is phenomenal here. It's a really beautiful area. On my drive up here, I drove through the Avenue of the Giants, which is where the sequoia trees are, the redwoods. It's a big chunk of the redwoods is out there. So I'm pretty sure I got some footage of it. I haven't actually looked to see how it turned out, how my videos turned out, but I did get some footage of it. We'll see how good it is. Some of it, it was dark when I was driving through because, it wasn't dark, it was daytime and super sunny, but when you're driving through the Avenue of the Gods, the trees are just blocking all the sun and like the light levels get real dark. So some of the video didn't turn out very well. That I do know. So I don't know if I got any footage that's going to really be worth it to post, but that's okay. That's okay. It's really beautiful out there. It's a really beautiful area. So if any of you ever get the opportunity to come to the Northern California coast, I would definitely take that chance. I would recommend it. Because you got the beach, you got the forest, you got the market, for the Jaja, and it's really beautiful out here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vernon? 4 likes, 12 people in here. Smash the like button. You can just smash it like that. It's really easy. You just double click the screen. I think that'll do it. But then again, I don't really hop on too many people's live streams. I did actually catch Cornelius's live stream yesterday, like the tail end of it, which was cool. I haven't seen Corn in actually a while. Corn and I haven't like physically seen each other in couple of years, I think. So it's cool to catch up with them and see they're still rocking it on YouTube. But I don't know. I don't have too many friends that do YouTube anymore. Which isn't true. I actually do have a couple of friends who do YouTube, but it's not like exactly what we do, like what Corn does, what I do. I got a friend of mine that has like 3.5 million subscribers, but his channel is more like a journalist channel, whereas mine's like this shit. So must be why he's so successful. Sorry, I had to roll the window down. What's up, Mama D? Mama D in the house. How you doing? Good to see you, girl. You in Slabs right now, or are you in San Diego? You escaped the heat yet? I had to escape the heat. Big shout out to a good friend of mine and their family in Slabs, because so a lot of you don't know this, some of you do, but I was tutoring kids in the Slabs for a very long time. And one of the kids I was tutoring, I started tutoring her at 7 years old. And she just graduated high school. And I'm so freaking proud of her. I need to call her and let her know. I was really hoping to make it down there for her graduation. I wasn't able to make it. But I saw the pictures today. And yeah, man, I'm so super proud of her for graduating. So yeah, big shout out to her. Out there in Slabs for graduating high school. I couldn't imagine that's a good environment, an easy environment to like thrive in school. So she managed to complete it. So freaking proud of her. So big shout out to her and any of the other graduates, class of 2026. That's crazy. 2026. Did you know I was in the store the other day and it was like, if you're born before, what was it, 2006? No, 2005. If you're born before 2005, today's date, 2005, you can't buy alcohol. And I was just like, 2005. So that means I could go to the bar and I could like see people there who weren't even alive for 9/11. Not even alive. Not like they don't remember it, which is like, okay, that's already like crazy to me, but you weren't even alive for 9/11. Like you learned about it in history class. Oh my goodness. Like now my life is just part of history class. That's crazy. That's how old I am now. I don't like it. I don't like being old. It's a weird thing, you know. Just like when people were like, wow, if you were born in 1984, you can go to the bar. Wow, I must be getting old. God, but if you were born like after 9/11, you can be a cop. Huh. Time be weird sometimes. Time's weird. It's a weird time. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put these on. Hush, we are not old. Yeah. Let's what do y'all think? Do I look hipster enough yet? Do I look like I'm from Oregon? What do you think? Like, okay, so these are those Meta glasses I showed off last time, and they usually have like the sunglasses lens in it, but I popped them out. And I have some clear lenses here somewhere, but I popped out the sunglasses lenses because they also play music in them. So, do I look hipster? What do you think? Do I look like I'm from Oregon? Should I never wear these again, or should I definitely make sure that they're sunglasses? What do you think? They also have like AI built into them, and I know a lot of people have like problems with AI or whatever, but they have AI built into them, so you could like literally talk to AI through your glasses. It's like some Jarvis shit, dude. It's like Iron Man shit. You get to throw on your glasses and control satellites and whatnot. You're in the San Diego mountains, hell yeah. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. I am doing all right. I've been out here on the beach today and hanging out with the dogs, letting them roam. They got some sprinting time in. They got to burn off all the energy. Especially Zia. She's like a whippet chihuahua. And she got a lot of energy to burn. And if I don't burn it, she just like bounces around all night long. So she's got to get out and burn the energy. I just want to pay her to record when I'm carving. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite things about them because I can record hands-free. You know what I mean? Like I can record hands-free instead of like, if this was a phone, instead of having to hold my phone and like do tasks, one-handed while I'm filming myself, or like drive and film, because that's dangerous enough, which, I've done. Now I can just do it with ease. So, pretty cool stuff. I think my favorite feature that I wasn't expecting them to even have, but my favorite feature of the glasses is the fact that it's got the speakers built into the arms. So like I could be like doom scrolling and watching videos or TV even on my phone, and it's not bothering anyone around me. You know what I mean? I like the idea of them, but I don't need the AI. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It has been really handy. I actually, there's some trees right in front of me. I'll show you. Check these out. So the other day I was just standing there looking at these trees, and I decided to ask my glasses, hey, what kind of trees are these? And the glasses just snapped a picture of them, and it was like, these are coastal cypress trees. And it told me all about the trees. I thought that was pretty cool. There's also like threatened, endangered flowers out here on these dunes that I'm nearby. And it turns out that I forget what kind they are, but it'll tell you all about them. They're like endemic to this area. This is the only area in the world that they grow right here in Humboldt County, out here on these dunes. So it's like there's some protected areas that I'm nearby. And yeah, you get to hear all about it, you know. And so the AI is, I know a lot of people don't like the AI, you know. I think my biggest problem with AI is the generative AI. I've got a love-hate relationship with it. But just AI, using AI for informational purposes, like a search engine, I think that's pretty cool. You can just be like, hey, what is this? And it'll snap a picture of it and tell you all about it. So I do like that. I do like that feature. But you don't have to use the AI in it if you don't want to. But I bet you will end up using it if you get the glasses. I bet you'll end up using it just for like little searches and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like what kind of trees are these? I can also, while I'm driving, ask the glasses, hey, take me to Dutch Bros. And it'll, all right, sending directions to Dutch Bros to your phone. And boom, the map pops up on my phone. So while I'm driving, I can be like, oh, I need to go to Safeway. Hey, take me to Safeway. Instead of like typing it all in while I'm driving, and like having to look at the road and like look at the phone and look at the road and SAFE Safeway. Okay, which one? Oh, fuck. You could just ask your glasses to do it for you. I find that really useful. I had no idea you could ask questions to those glasses. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Um, there's a lot you can do with them. You know what I mean? It does film. It does take pictures. Um, you know, you can use the AI if you want to. You don't have to. I don't really. I'm not the type. I know that I'm talking to a computer, so I'm not like talking to the AI like it's a human being, which I know some people do. Some people are even like doing mental health therapy through AI, and I think that's um problematic because most AI is there to be ingratiating and to give you what you want. It'll reinforce negative ideas, because that's kind of what it's programmed to do. They want you to continue to use AI, so they program it not to be accurate, but to be ingratiating. So um, don't use it for any like personal things that you know that would be, I think that might be the biggest threat with AI currently. There's going to be some bigger threats coming down the road, but currently I think the biggest threat is people using AI for like mental health and for actual just health, especially in America where we don't have access to healthcare like they do in other countries. So you know, you put in your symptoms to AI and it pops out with some sort of diagnosis, and boom, all of a sudden you've diagnosed yourself with like, you know, autism or ADHD or depression, when maybe those aren't what you have. Maybe you just need to sit down with a therapist and that person can be the one who diagnoses you. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like WebMD, where, you know, no matter what your symptoms were, you'd put your symptoms into WebMD and it's like, holy shit, you're gonna die. You have cancer, you're dying. And it's like, turns out you just had a fucking cold, you know? Yeah, it's good to recreate old things. I'd rather talk to my dog. AI is good for a lot of things too, especially I think the biggest win for AI, because it's a double-edged sword, right? Like it can't all be bad. Like that's, you know, that's a misinformed idea. If all of AI is bad, you're misinformed. And if you think all of AI is good, then you're also misinformed. It just matters how you use it, right? Like just like anything else, just like a firearm. You know, it can be good or bad. Depends on how you use it. So one of the benefits, the major benefits I see for um for AI is small businesses. 100% huge, because a small business can not only have this, you know, AI be its accountant, you know, it can be your marketing manager, it can do all kinds of things. It can build you a website, it can run your IT. There is a lot of things that a small business can get out of at using AI that previously would have costed this small business thousands of dollars to have access to, like to build yourself a website. I learned how to do HTML code when MySpace was a thing. When I was learning how to alter my MySpace, I was like, oh, this is just website building. That's all this is. You're just building a website. Holy shit. Turns out I know how to build websites now. But if you never learned how to do that, you would have to spend thousands of dollars in order to have access to someone to build you a website. Whereas now, you could just ask AI to do it. You know, build me a website. I have a pastry business and it's located at this spot. Here's our prices. Here's our product. Here's the pictures of it. Build me a website. One that people can order from and check out. And, you know, we could run credit cards through and everything else. That's amazing. Small businesses have access to things they previously didn't have access to. The dogs are barking at some people that shouldn't be existing near my van. Hey guys, hush. Hey, hush. Those people are allowed to exist. They act like everywhere we go, it's our camp. Hey, Zag, Zia, Zia. They're barking at these right here. Did they already pop out? There they are. They were too cool. Everywhere we go, they're like, this is my camp. They don't realize that like, this is public. Hey, lay down. Lay down. Zia, I know you can hear me. Lay down. Zia and I, we're working on her laying down and her training. But Zag doesn't help with the barking at people stuff. Zag's also bad about it. Zia, lay down, you pest. Bro, where's the RV? That's a good question. What's up, Dale? Good to see you. It's our camp. How dare you exist? The RV is parked at a friend's house, and it's safe. Turns out that I mean, the RV's it's a wonderful house, not a great traveling rig. If you remember, for me to get to, I traveled in it from Montana all the way down to Bombay Beach, and I threw a belt in that time. Dave and I also figured out that it needed some front end work, and we were going to fix the front end. We ordered the parts, and we went to go work on them. It turns out we had the wrong parts, and so we returned the parts, and we were leaving Bend, so we weren't able to order the parts, and we just did a full send with the RV with the way it was. And I just don't. It's a great house. It's not a great traveling rig. Plus, fuel. Have you guys looked at the price of diesel in California lately? Anybody? Anybody seen how much that costs? I dare you to go look. You're not gonna believe me if I tell you, but it's almost $8 a gallon. $8 a gallon. Do you know how much it would cost me to fill up the tank in that motorhome? It'd be like $400 for me to fill up the tank in that thing. So, yeah, I literally just can't afford to travel in that big ass RV. So yeah, it's parked. I am in the minivan just for the summer. You know, it's still my house. I need a smaller van, a Sprinter. A Sprinter van would be huge. A Sprinter van would be much bigger than this. This is a smaller van. This is a minivan. I can't stand up in this. I'd love to have a Sprinter. That would be amazing if I could have a Sprinter van. Just have a van I could stand up in would be huge. But this is what I got. I'm grateful for the van, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I would love to have a taller van, a different van. But you know, want in one hand and shit in the other. I have what I have, and I'm grateful for what I have. So maybe if anyone out there in YouTube land wants to hook me up with a Sprinter, I would be happy to take it. I have a Great Dane, so she rules the space. Yeah, I can't even come close to having a Great Dane in this thing. Wouldn't be enough space. I couldn't afford a Great Dane. I couldn't afford to feed the damn thing. You know what I mean? Like that's got to be like feeding another human being. If you're just joining, smash the like button. What are you guys burning on today? Anything? Anyone smoking? No one's smoking? I'm out here in Humboldt County. Oh, my back's been hurting lately. Like this mattress that I've gotten here isn't totally uncomfortable, but it's, I gotta I gotta get a better one. My back is I got an old back. In the last couple of days, it's been like not really enjoying this mattress. I got a really good mattress in the motorhome, but I'm not traveling in the motorhome right now. I'm traveling in here, and I do have a mattress in my wish list. Um, but I won't be able to, like, if you guys, last time we live streamed, um, somebody asked me about the wish list and if I had an address you could send things to. I do have a wish list, and I have now changed the address to my friend's house in Bend, but I won't be there for a minute. It might not be until next month that I get to Bend. So if you do send anything, I won't be able to receive it right away. But I do have a mattress on my wish list. Um, Unfortunately, like it's not unfortunate, I guess, but the mattress that I have in there is a twin. My bed is as long as a twin, but it's skinnier than a twin, so I could fit it in here. And yeah, it's gonna take some work to get to cut into and throw in here. But man, I'm hoping that if I don't get it on the wish list, I'm gonna have to just buy it for myself because I can only take this for so long. But I'm gonna have to put it up with it for the next month at the very least. Me on the Jägermeister. Isn't that bad? Maybe $30 a month? To feed a Great Dane is $30 a month. That's how much it costs to feed these dogs. I buy my dogs like super good dog food though. Like I don't mess around. Since they're little, I can get the expensive stuff. You know what I mean? I can buy like quality food for the dogs. There's like literally like 6 ingredients in this. So yeah, I buy quality food. So it's like $30 to feed my little dogs. That's something I actually don't mind. I'm pretty frugal. Like I have to be frugal. I'm pretty frugal with my money. I'm pretty cheap. I try not to like, you know, be careless with it because I've got to make it last the entire month, and it's actually quite difficult, especially in California. It's pretty difficult to make $1,000 last 30 days. So, I think I do pretty good. I think I do pretty good for someone who only makes $1,000 a month. There's a lot of people out there that make more and have less. So, I do pretty good for myself, but I do skimp on a lot of things. But the one thing I don't skip on is dog food. So, that I don't mind spending a little more on. I also do, if you guys are interested, I have dog food in my Amazon shopping cart, or not my shopping cart, but my wish list. I have dog food in there too. So if you want to hook Zia and Zag up with some doggy munchies, you could also add anything you want to, like, you're not limited to just what's in my wish list. You can order anything and have it sent to my wish list address. So yeah, let's see. Lisa is smoking on Cheech and Chong Sour Pebbles infused pre-roll. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Detroit, Michigan Chronic Buds. Nice. Jeannie says, last time I slept in my truck, I realized I needed padding. Yeah, dude, you really do. You need you need a bed, you know. The last time I remember sleeping in a vehicle that didn't have a mattress or anything, it was when I was hunting spider. The vehicle I borrowed to go do that wasn't set up like a nomad vehicle. I just slept in the back, folded the seats down because it was a little hatchback. Folded the seats down, just slept on that with the blanket, and yeah, it was uncomfortable for sure. 2 pits cost me 200 a month. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. What's up, Bob? Bobbert Bodega. Let's see who is this. CP Photography. See you in Bombay next season. Counting down the days. Back west. Caught your live on my break from work. Nice. Yeah, you're gonna be in Bombay next season. There might be something big coming for me in Bombay Beach next season. I don't want to put too much out there, but there might be a good opportunity for me in Bombay Beach next season. So still got to work out some details and whatnot. Not even sure it's gonna be possible, but Corey. Oh, what up, Corey? Haven't we met? Don't I know you? Are you like I know a girl, Corey? Is that you? Hold on. I can't see your picture on the live stream, but okay. Yeah, I do know you. Hi, Corey. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. That's a friend of mine from Bombay. You guys, they're a landowner out there in Bombay. They're not squatting like us squatters are. they landowners up in there. Finally, the upper middle class property. Yeah, Corey and Dingo. I hope you guys are doing all right. I hope work is going well. I was obviously in Bombay way longer than I expected, especially because of the whole Kevin thing when Kevin passed away. So I stayed longer. So I don't think I'll be able to make it to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan this year like I was really hoping. Cut into my travel time quite a bit. Ben and Kimmy, what up? Hey Zig, hey Zag, good to see you guys are still out and about doing your thing. Yeah, Zigzag, and now you guys are gonna love this. I have another dog. There's 3 of us. Zigzag and Zia. Zia is the dog that I found last year on my way down from Bend to Bombay Beach. This woman was abandoning her at this truck stop. So now I've got 2 dogs. I don't want 2 dogs. I don't. I really don't. Because it's already hard enough for me to find like a puppy sitter for 1 dog. Like if I end up getting like a gig job for the night or something, finding someone to watch Zag, super easy. Zag watches herself. Zag is perfect dog. Perfectly trained. She's not going to go in the house. She's not going to, she's very sweet. Zia is a puppy. And I mean, like, I think she's about a year old now. I think she's probably about 6 months when I got her, year old now. And we're working on the house training thing, the potty training thing. It's slow going. Also slow going because I don't have a house to train her in. So, we're doing our best. But, that is an issue that she still has. And that's still, it's also, I suspect that's the issue that she was having that made that woman abandon her at the truck stop, is the lady didn't want to train the puppy. So, now, because of that woman, I think Zia is having even more of a hard time with the potty training thing, because I think she was been traumatized around like going to the bathroom, right? I think that woman probably traumatized her, and now Zia gets nervous about going potty every time, no matter where she is. And it just, so I've been really focusing with her on praising her when she goes potty in the right spot. And I do scold her when she goes potty in the wrong spot, but I'm real like gentle about it. And I was like even more gentle than I was with Zag. I'm real gentle with Sia because she has some like hang-ups with potty time. So um it's unfortunate. I wish it wasn't like that. I think that it's gonna make it. I think it's gonna make it like take even longer to train Zia properly. You know what I mean? I think Zia is gonna have a harder time before she really figures it out. But um, it is what it is. But yeah, now it's Zigzag and Zia. And no, I didn't name her. She already had that name. Not my fault. But you know, if I do find like the perfect home for her, um, I'm still looking for the perfect home for her. And I know everyone's gonna say that she's my dog, but I'm sorry. Like I know she's my dog, but I'm still gonna find her home. I'm gonna find the perfect home for her. Because I don't want two dogs. I don't want two dogs, and it is what it is. You can hate me for it. You can think less of me, but it's not like I'm gonna abandon her at a truck stop. You know what I mean? And if it takes me 4 or 5 years to find her the perfect home, fine. I don't mind. But I am gonna find her one because she needs. I don't know. She's fine with me, but I just it's with one dog in this lifestyle, it's already hard enough. With two dogs, it just adds another layer of struggle that, um, you know, I, she's a puppy. Zag's 10. She's at like the tail end. You know what I mean? She's at like, not the tail end. She's probably got a lot of life left in her because she's a little dog, but they live longer than big dogs. But at the same time, she's 10 years old. So, she's becoming an old lady, and I could see her slowing down and aging. And she's not going to be with me forever, and I'm not trying to like go through another 10, 15 years, 20 years with a dog. So um yeah, I'm hoping that when Zag passes away, I'll be dogless. Um that'll be the plan. So I have a foster dog too. 6 years later, she's still with me. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. But in the meantime, until I find that house for Zia, I'll just take care of her. She's in good hands, and hopefully we can get this house training things figured out because that'll be something that makes people not want her. You know what I mean? Somebody who would be interested in her isn't going to. A lot of people don't want to train a dog, so I just don't have like the house for her to learn in and for her to train in. So, um, yeah. Zag's potty trained. She doesn't go in the house anymore. She knows better. But Zia wasn't taught well, unfortunately. You know what? I should put these on my Amazon wish list. The Monster Javas. Mean Bean. That's my shit. They're pretty good. I would tell you guys what I'm burning on, but I don't know. I have no idea what this is. I think there's a little bit of hash in it. Um, Honestly, the hash I got from like we were cleaning up Kevin's spot, Kevin's RV, and um, we found some hash in it, and the few of us that were helping out, we got little pieces of the hash, and I forgot all about it. Didn't even know I had it until yesterday, and I was kind of going through this drawer I have right here, and I found it, and I was like, oh damn, I forgot all about this. Is Kevin hash, and I can taste it in here. So 100% I'm smoking on some Kevin hash right now. So cheers, Kevin. You should fucking be here, dude. You should be here, but I guess this one's for you, buddy. She's still a baby. If she gets a home, the new parent needs to understand her background. and be patient with her. Yeah, that's exactly it. And obviously, I wouldn't give her to somebody who wouldn't be patient with her and sweet to her. But at the same time, like, I know I would probably, like, I wouldn't be interested in training another dog. So if somebody's going to give me a dog, I'd rather it be trained already. Um, so, you know, if she was already trained, I think it would just be that much easier to find her a home. Genie says, I know you're a good dad. Yeah, I do my best. I only beat them once a week, you know, so they know who's alpha. Them weekly beatings. They're about to start playing too. Watch. Zag's looking like she's gonna beat her up. Maybe I spoke too soon. Like right behind the RV, some girls put up a, I don't know if you can see it, but they put up a hammock. Nah, you can't see it because it's like right here. There's like a hammock hanging up. And technically where I'm at, I'm on federal land. So this is like a no, even though I'm in a legal state. Since I'm on federal land, it's technically still illegal, which is absurd. But yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? The last 3 election cycles. I don't know if you guys remember, but I do. The last 3 presidential election cycles, every single one of them, all of the candidates, almost all of them, promised that they would legalize cannabis nationwide. And the last 3 election cycles, that hasn't happened. So maybe one day it'll happen. I don't know. But currently, since it's on federal land and it's still federally illegal, I'm currently doing crime. I guess I'm doing a crime right now. So ridiculous. You know, sitting here in my van, not bothering no one, because I'm a criminal. Yeah, I'm a criminal. Also got this new bumper sticker. I don't know if it's backwards for you. It probably is. But it says Dutch Pup on board. Dutch Bros Coffee. The beginning of every month, Dutch Bros has stickers that they give out. And, yeah, that's where I'm at. Got me the last sticker. Dude, I'm thinking of going to Oregon. So we gotta meet up and hang out. I'll be up by Newport. Yeah, you should come through Oregon. I don't know if I'll be on the coast or not. I'm thinking that I'm gonna go up the coast. See, I don't know. For me, like, fuel is the thing. Fuel is something I really got to consider. So if I go up the coast and then cut over to Bend, it just adds so much more time onto my trip. But if I start cutting over in like Brookings, it's gonna get me there way faster. But it's gonna burn up. I don't know if I'll make it to Bend this month because it'll just burn through my money. It'll burn through my fuel money. So I don't know. I don't know what this month is gonna bring. I would like to get to Bend this month, but as it stands, if I go to Bend, I won't have enough money for the rest of the month. So it's already like it's only the 5th, and I've already burned through like half of my paycheck. So I might have to, you know, find a little town with camping nearby and with services in that town, because that's really what I need. I need camping nearby, and I need services in that town, like a grocery store, bathroom, things like that. And maybe I'll just post up there for the month, or as long as I can before I get chased out, because usually you only get 2 weeks of free spots. And that way I don't burn through too much fuel. That might be what I do for the month, until I get paid again. So I guess we'll see. Dutch Bros is yummy. They do pup cups. Yes, they do pup cups. They sure do. Gas is freaking ridiculous for real. Yeah, gas is insane right now. Here in California, here in like the northern coast, it's like $6.50 a gallon. It's straight up killing me. I put $75 in my van the other day, and it gave me half a tank. So it's like $150 to fill up my tank right now. And it's just killing me, honestly. It's killing me for traveling. So, that's been my biggest hurdle this season with actually, like, I've been so excited for the summer season to go traveling, and because I'm not going to be having the big motorhome, so I figured I'd be able to go to different places, and but gas is like it's insane. It's so insane. Um, $6.50 a gallon where I'm at is just wild. Kimmy and I are going to the coast for 4th of July. Fuck yeah, dude. You're going to Yachats? You going to Yachats? See the old stomping grounds? Could you go back to Long Beach? I remember when you parked right near the beach. No, I got fucking booted out of that spot. We got kicked out of pretty much all the van lifers got kicked out of that spot. I was just one of the first ones because of the height of my old van. My old van was one I could stand up in. And they booted me out. So shortly after they booted out all the tall vans, they booted out all the vans. Now that spot is, you can't park there overnight. So, plus Long Beach is like 12 hours in the other direction. Um, it's I would have to spend basically the same amount of money to get to Long Beach as it would take me to get to Bend. Um, and I have work opportunities in Bend. I don't know how much work opportunities there are, but I deal poker for this company, and I do craps and blackjack. Usually it's a poker. Usually the poker is what they have me on for, because there's not a whole lot of people who know how to deal Texas Hold'em. So that's typically what they bring me on for. Waldport and Yachats. Yep. Whoop whoop. That's cool. What month is this? This is June? Right? I don't have my watch on. Yeah, it's June. So maybe I'll be on the coast. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe we could meet up on the coast for 4th of July, and then I could, we could all convoy back to Bend together. Also, Ben and Kimmy, let me know if I start getting packages, because I just changed my address on my Amazon wish list to y'all's house. So let me know. I don't think I'll be getting anything anytime soon, but I'm really hoping somebody gets me a mattress for this thing. The mattress I have in there is supposed to be pretty firm, and that's what this one, like, I've had worse ones than this, but I've had better ones too. So maybe, like, okay, I'm kind of developing a plan right here live with you guys on the air. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just slowly make my way up the coast from here to like Yachats area, Waldport, maybe a little bit further. Because isn't Newport north of that? I'm getting the like coastal map of Oregon in my head all wonky, but and then I could show you guys the 101, essentially. I could show you guys the 111. I don't really have the fuel, so maybe it'll just be like, if I get donations for fuel, then I can go to the next town, find the next camp spot. But I'm also finding myself burning through fuel just by staying put, because I hang out here throughout most of the day, but the spot I'm sleeping is 20 minutes away. So, like, that 20-minute drive is burning through fuel, but I can't sleep here full time. I wish I could. There's like picnic tables here, and garbages and bathrooms, but you can't sleep here overnight. And it is patrolled. There is a gate at the front that they close. So I've got to go somewhere else to sleep. But where I go to sleep, I can't really hang out there all day long. It's not exactly like perfect for van life. So, you know, it is what it is. So you're burning through fuel even when you're not traveling. But I'm also visiting a friend here while I'm here too. So you just go off GPS and memory. Yeah, same. That's what I've been doing lately. I'm gonna relocate right now. I don't hear it, but I think it's the power steering. Something about the power steering in my van. My van makes the loudest, whiniest noise. And it gets louder when I turn the wheel. Like if I'm staying put and I turn the wheel, it's like. But yeah, that's been making me nervous for a minute because I feel like when that does fail, it's gonna like put me on the side of the road for a bit until I get it fixed. I'm moving into the sun because it was getting a little chilly back there in the shade. And there's a couple areas around here that you can like post up and hang out at. That one's just, usually good when it's warm, but it's chilly today. It's like 50 degrees. Yeah. God, I miss the days cars didn't yell at you for doing what you wanted. God, shut up. The speed limit here is 15 miles an hour. I really need a seatbelt for that. Relax. Yeah, you too, Jeannie. Why don't you just ding at me too? Ding, ding. In fact, there's a bathroom over here. I'm gonna run into the bathroom and leave y'all chilling for a second. Here we go. I'm gonna show you where I'm at. I saw somebody had to call a tow truck the other day because they pulled up into one of these spots, right over here, and got stuck. So I'm gonna do it too. Oh, this is sand right here. All right. I don't know if there's any mechanics listening, but that whining of my vehicle. I'm gonna leave you guys with this view, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Isn't that pretty? Wash your hands. Yeah. I spit shine them. That's how I do it. Salty Pickle, what's up? How you doing? I hope you're still in the house. Thanks for saying hi. You know what I see? I gotta like move my phone away from the window because it's getting kind of hot. Not too bad actually. But you know what I see on the other side of this inlet right here is more vans. Like I see, I don't know if that's free camping or not. Let's see if you can see them. Probably not. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. But there's some vehicles out there and some vans. I don't know if that's free camping or if that's just like a day use only area. I did see like 30 minutes south there was some camp spots. Not a whole lot. Dude, the coast is actually quite difficult. Because it's been so saturated with van lifers that they made it difficult to be a van lifer. Like that you've just been pushed out of all the cities. Did you know it's actually illegal to sleep in your vehicle here in this town? Apparently in this county. It's illegal to sleep in your car. Like that doesn't even fucking make sense to me. Like how you gonna make it illegal to be homeless? Like you want me to sleep outside on the curb? Is that what you'd prefer? Is that what I'm supposed to do instead? I'm supposed to like park my vehicle, legally park it, get out of it, and fall asleep on the sidewalk? I think that's actually more legal than sleeping in your vehicle here. Um, make that make sense. So like, you know, the coast is more difficult because it is so sought after by nomads. If I was to currently drive like an hour inland away from the coast, it's like 90 degrees today. Right here, it's like 60 degrees today. So they want us. That's why people come here. That's why people come to the coast, whether you're moving here, traveling here, or homeless here. That's why you come here because the weather's nice and it's sought after. And that's why van lifers come here, especially because it's not dangerous. It's not miserable. It's nice weather. And unfortunately, yeah. And this isn't just like this a problem of the city, it's the fact that like so many of us have ruined it for everyone else, you know, not cleaning up after yourself or being rude to people. So they've had to make ordinances like that. So it's like a double-edged sword, you know. Is that a scratch on my lenses? I think it might be. That's annoying. Okay, so I bet these glasses look better with the lenses in, don't they? What you think? Look better with the lenses in, don't they? Be honest. Dude, you can tell the fancy weekend van lifers from the real one, in my opinion. Just ferret your way over, let me see. What up, Sparking? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Been a minute. Yeah, there's no ferry that goes across, unfortunately. You will see boats. I saw a gigantic, like a barge getting pulled in by tugboats the other day. I got a little bit of footage of it, too, so that was cool. Got some footage of some pelicans yesterday. And the dog's playing. My problem right now is storage. I'm running out of storage on my phone. And it's really annoying. So I'm going to have to go through my pictures and apps. And it's apparently mainly, you know, my apps. And I'm going to have to figure that shit out. Yeah, definitely can take you serious now. Yeah, see? With the lenses in. Lenses in, it looks better, I guess. I'm probably going to have glasses pretty soon because I can't really see like I used to be able to see. Pretty sure I need readers or something. You know, maybe actual prescription. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I do know that I am that old now. That's how old I am. I have to get glasses. Yeah. So, turns out you can order your Meta glasses with the prescription lenses too. So, it'll look probably a lot like it was without the lenses in. So I look like a hippie with like Ray-Bans on. It's ridiculous. It sucks, especially at night driving. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Um, I don't know. I don't do too bad with night driving. Maybe it's you're talking about the glasses. It sucks at night with night driving with glasses. I'm pretty good with driving. For me, it's mainly reading, like small print. Driving, I'm still pretty. I think I can see good enough for like to read the signs and whatnot. They're not like small print, but like reading, like I can't read what's on this fucking bottle. I can see it says Bayer chewable 81 milligrams, but there's a lot more here. I can't read it. I think I have to get real close to it. And I got totally roasted by these kids in Bombay. They're like 20, between 20 and 23, and they saw my text messages on my phone and how fucking big the print is for my text messages, and they were like just roasted me because I'm old and I can't see a damn thing. So my text messages are like very big print. I can't see shit. I just blast my high beams and pray. I love that for you. I'm actually like looking forward to the days that I like as much as I like driving. I am kind of looking forward to the days of self-driving cars so that way we could just like, we could cook in the back. We could fucking take a nap in the back. I could punch in like, Bend, Oregon, and then just like kick my feet up, play some video games. That would be dope. And then it doesn't matter if you can see at night. You can actually like block all your windows. Oh, you can see me holding the phone, can't you? This is what you're seeing, like a behind the scenes glimpse into what it's like to live stream. One cool thing here is that when I get here in the morning, there's this spot that the tide is out, and there's a spot you can walk pretty far out into the bay, and then you can't stay out there though because like right now the tide is in, and it's all full of water now. Everywhere I was walking with the dogs this morning is all full of water. But it really is pretty here. It's a nice spot to just chill. I haven't seen any more big boats come in. I was kind of hoping I could get another couple of shots of them, but I didn't even see that one until it was like already going past. But yeah, this is a pretty cool spot. I've been walking the dogs on this jetty almost every day, and then in the sand right here, I just let them like get their sprints out, their zoomies out. And mostly what happens is Zia just runs full speed and plows into Zag just over and over again. Hey, no, there's a couple of dogs back there being good dogs, and you guys aren't. Zag, Zia, relax. No, ma'am. Zia, if you growl again, I will kick Zag. I will do it. That's what I do. I threaten the other one. Like, if you fuck up again, Zag, I'm gonna kick Zia. Zia, relax. Lay down. Hey, lay down. Lay down. Zia, lay down. Oh, you are laying down. Good girl. In the mirror, it looked like she was standing, like sitting down. I've been hearing sea lions, but I still haven't seen one. I haven't seen a sea lion, and I'm a little bit bummed out about that. I was hoping I could see one like swimming around. I think they're on the other side, maybe further down. There's like this jetty that goes way out, and it blocks the ocean, and makes like right here where I'm at not so turbulent, so boats can get in and out. Even though there are some decent waves right here, there's on the jetty, I can see the waves crashing into it in big, like, white caps, like, splashing up real high. And I think that might be where they're at. So if I could get to the other side of this peninsula here, this inlet, rather, which means I'd have to drive all the way around the bay, all the way around. And it's like a 30-minute drive, maybe more. And so driving there and back is like an hour. And me, in my head, I gotta think, okay, an hour drive, 60 miles. 60 miles. That's like $10 in gas. Can I really afford to do that? Actually, no. That'd be more in gas because gas is like it's like $15 in gas here in California. And those are the kind of decisions that I have to make now because gas is so high. Like I can't travel like I want to. Even in a minivan, even like maybe if I had some sort of like, you know, four-cylinder car that I could barely live in, I could do that and not feel so like shitty about it. But I don't know. I did the math. I am getting like 22 miles per gallon in this thing. I did the math on my way up here because I knew I'd be filling up my tank. And yeah, 22 miles a gallon. That's not terrible. I'm not disappointed about that. That's pretty fucking good for a minivan, especially one loaded up with a bunch of stuff. Um, but still, gas is almost $7 a gallon here. So, there are some really, really rural areas. Zia, lay down. Now I know you're not. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, she's a good girl, Zia. Good lay down. You leave them dogs alone. There's some really rural areas in California, like way off into the desert, that I know gas is probably $8.59 a gallon. So maybe the move is what Sparking does. Sparking across America, he drives it. I'm pretty sure, right? Like you drive an electric vehicle across the country. And dude, I think that might be the move. If I could get one of those like crossover Teslas, um, I could make that work, dude. I could make that work. And why don't they have a van yet? Why don't they have a van that is like a Sprinter van that has a Tesla pack in it? Because I don't know. I don't hate like the EVs like a lot of people do. Like whether you like it or not, that is going to be the future. And if I could have a whole tank of gas for the cost of like $16 in power, fucking sold, man. But don't get me wrong. I know that some Teslas have problems with, especially the battery packs going bad. In fact, I have some friends of mine who have a paperweight Tesla in their driveway that they still have a loan for and they still have to pay for it, but the battery is toast. The battery's toast on it, and to get a new battery put in, it's like 10 grand, sometimes 15. But it's a specific one. There's a specific problematic model of Teslas that is having this issue. And they honestly, if they had been paying attention to their warranty, could have gotten it fixed before their warranty expired. But they didn't know that they could have gotten it fixed until after their warranty expired, unfortunately. But it is a problem with the Tesla Model 3. But the crossover Tesla isn't the Model 3. And, I would even take like the Rivian has like a SUV. You know what I mean? The SUV Rivian EV. And then the F-150 has the Lightning. And I don't know anything about that. But, a pickup I could build on the back end of it. So, I mean, an EV would be kind of a cool way to travel. Hey, what up, Jeffrey? I'm just over here rambling. How you doing? Is that a new hat? Yes. Well, I mean, new to you. I've had it a few months now, maybe like 6 months or so. I bought it when I had a job. I had a job while I was in Bombay Beach. I was cooking at the restaurant, and yeah, I bought it while I was working. It's like one of the only things I spoiled myself with. The rest of the stuff I got, for the most part, was like upgrades for the van. I got the new EcoFlow. Has about 180 amp hours, so um, it hasn't replaced my Renergy system, although I didn't bring my Renergy system with me. Um, so I guess it did replace it in the van. But once I get this van fully built out, or the next van I get, which I'm really hoping I can get a next van in the next year, I'd like to get this thing, get a new van. But yeah, I'm gonna bring the Renergy system as well, and then the EcoFlow and the Renergy. I'll have like 400 amp hours of power. And I also, so I got the EcoFlow, and I also got 2 more panels for the roof. So yeah, I need to. I have a friend of mine who's a carpenter. I need to get with him, and I want to get rid of the headliner and put tongue and groove all on the roof. But at the same time, like, I'm hesitant to do a lot of work to this thing, since I don't want to keep it for too much longer. Like, it's just gonna have a lot of problems. Like, mechanically, I can hear the power steering. I don't know if it's the pump, but it's whatever it is, it's whining in there, and I think I'm a little worried that it's gonna like leave me on the side of the road. Like, if it's the pulley and it's gonna seize, that'll put me on the side of the road. Power steering pump, I don't think that would put me on the side of the road, but it would make driving fucking difficult. So I expect I'm gonna have to deal with some repairs in the van. It definitely needs a new gas tank because I have an evap leak, and I suspect that I'm getting water in my gas tank because of the evap leak. So I was told recently if I put some of that heat, that fuel stabilizer heat, in the gas tank, that would help a lot. I don't know. I don't know if there's any mechanics out there that can confirm that, but it like bonds with the water or something, and is able to make it burn. So I think I'm gonna have to go to like AutoZone or something and throw some of that shit in there. But I think I'm getting some water in my gas tank because of the evap leak. So I'm trying not to let my tank get below a half a tank, which is good because my gas gauge doesn't read the tank below half a tank. Little quirks to this old baby, you know. She's getting me there, and you know, she's been a good little home, but I am looking forward to something a little bit better, something a little bit roomier, and like a full-size van would be pretty cool, like a Savannah or something like that. You just gotta be careful about those because there's a couple of problematic engines that Ford made and Chevy made, so it's really pretty here. Kind of reminds me of North Carolina, like the dunes here, and like the plant life and stuff on the dunes. I don't know if that's maybe not the best camera to use here. Kind of reminds me of North Carolina. The jetty doesn't, but the dunes leading up to the beach do. Did I take winter off? I did. I took winter off from YouTube. I talked about it on my last live stream, which I think was like 2 days ago. Yeah, I took the winter off. I took the last few months off, for a few reasons. You know, there was it's a lot of work to do long form content. You know, it takes a lot of time. You guys are barking at an old dog. Hey, hey, Zia, lay down. Nope, back talk me. Lay down. Zag, lay down. Zag. Ugh. Hey, relax. Lay down. I thought they were barking at somebody on a skateboard at first. but it's this old dog right here. But yeah, there's, it takes like 3-4 days to do like a long form video. And people showing up in Bombay Beach and pulling out their camera and filming is as obnoxious to them as it is for people in the slabs, because they have so many people who come through and do it. Zia, I can hear you. You need to stop. Relax. The dog's gone. You're growling at sand right now. So anyways, I was trying to really get to know this community. I was really trying to get to become a part of the community, and I didn't think that filming them would be a great way of doing it. So I kind of avoided filming. Plus, I started working at the restaurant there, and then I picked up a few other like roles in the community. I'm running the network over at the community center also, and pretty soon I'll probably be running the network at the coffee shop there too. So there's also some other things coming down the pipeline as well. So anyways, point being that I didn't feel like I had the time to put into YouTube and get to know Bombay. Plus, like, I wasn't really feeling all that motivated, if we're being honest. So yeah, I took the 4 months off, and I am back. I am gonna do more videos. I think I'm gonna start focusing a lot more on YouTube Shorts. I think that'll be pretty cool. I think that'll also help my channel quite a bit, and then I'll be doing like YouTube Shorts and lives. So I need to get kind of better at the YouTube Shorts, and I think I'm gonna pick Nova's brain. My friend Nova has a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel and stuff, and she's got like 100,000 subscribers. So I am gonna kind of pick her brain and see how she does her videos and see what would be a good way of doing my videos. So yeah, I don't know, maybe kind of, there's like a good way of doing the shorts. There's a equation to it, I guess, or a recipe to it. So I just got to get good at that part, if that makes any sense. Smithers, who is that bald-headed fat man? It's Homer Simpson, sir, from Sector 7G. There's some pretty big waves coming into the inlet right now. Like, they're not white capped or anything, but you can see the water's like rolling. But over on the other side of the jetty, it's definitely like waves crashing into the jetty and going and splashing all over the place. But it's on the other side of the inlet, so like I said, a 30-minute drive to get there. And I don't think the footage from here would be very good if I showed you, because I couldn't even show you the vans over here. It's even farther away. But yeah, it's really, really pretty here. Am I gonna sing songs like Nova? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not a singer, man. Nova's definitely Nova's an artist and a poet, and a very, very good one. I am not that. Like, she's a very creative person, so that's why I think has a lot to do with why she's been successful. But over this winter, Nova broke her ukulele, so I did manage to find one for her, and I bought it for her, and I gifted it to her. I drove out to Slabs just for her to have a ukulele. Right now, I talked to her a couple days ago. I don't know if any of you even know Nova, but those of you who do, Nova's been in the hospital for a while. She broke her arm, and then she had a surgery on it, and then it's now like a post-surgery infection, and she's been in the hospital dealing with that infection, and she's gonna have a PICC line or something. So she's gonna have an IV in, basically, so she can take intravenous antibiotics for this infection that she has. And if this doesn't work, they're probably going to have to amputate her arm. And she's really stressed out because she doesn't have, like, her medication has to be refrigerated. She doesn't have a refrigerator. She travels, like, even with less amenities than I do in the van. So um, she's been pretty stressed out. The hospital's not going to let her stay there for much longer. They've been talking about putting her in, like, a nursing home for her to heal. And it's like, I think it's like 2 weeks of this medication that she has to take, and it has to be refrigerated. So I don't know what she's gonna do, but sending her a ton of good vibes, because she's an awesome person. Right now, I'm watching a whole bunch of birds. I hope I can film this for you. I hope you can see it. There's a whole bunch of birds hunting over here. I think her followers helped her with accommodation for a minute. I really hope so, because I just talked to her the other day. She's been really stressed out about it. Do you see these birds? They're hunting. They're like crashing into the water and pulling fish up. Like looks like to the right of the buoy. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's insane, though. Poor girl. I hope she gets better. Yeah, I hope she does too. She's had a hard go at it, and she deserves a comfortable life, and I just feel for her going through all of this stuff. So, where are you again? I'm in the northern coast of California, and yeah, getting here, no, northern coast. And getting here took like a big chunk of my money for this month, so I might be kind of lingering in this area for a little bit. It's the 5th. I don't get paid again until the 1st. So, and June has, how many days does June have? June has 30 days. And if the 30th lands, or I'm sorry, if the 1st lands on a weekend, I'll get paid the Friday before that weekend. But basically, I got 25 days to go. So I might not be doing a whole lot more traveling. I might go a little farther north from here. But really what I would like to find, and maybe if any of you know of a good spot, I would like to get to an area that has free camping nearby, like BLM National Forest, where there's a grocery store within like 10 minutes would be cool. And bathrooms also accessible. Now I have resources, I could search this up, but my concern is, like, right here the weather is phenomenal. But if I drive like an hour inland, on my way here it was like hotter than shit. So if I drive an hour inland, it's gonna be like 90 degrees. Which I could do. I could do it. It's just super unpleasant, and it sucks to sleep, and it sucks to wake up, and it sucks for the dogs. But I could do it. It would just be uncomfortable. There's no air conditioning in here. I do have a portable air conditioner. Didn't bring it with me. I didn't really have the space, but it was more of a personal air conditioner, and you could like put it underneath your shirt or something. But nevertheless, I don't have it anyways. And 90 degrees is quite a bit, especially behind a windshield. Behind a windshield, it's even hotter in here, so. Caligorian. 300. I don't know what that's in reference to. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get into my fridge and grab a soda. soda because what a win. I got food stamps again. That is actually something that is helping. I'm able to eat like decent food for the last like I don't know, like a year. I've been spending my own personal money on food, which I don't have a lot of money. So I haven't been eating like all that great. You know what I mean? I haven't been able to afford to eat well. And now with food stamps, I'm eating way better, and it's not hurting as much, you know, to like, I'm getting better food and I'm still like not spending cash on it. So hugely stoked for that. Okay, Zig, you've been in all those Oregon forests for years. Yeah, I have Oregon forests. Um, yeah, for a long time. Most of my life. Most of my life I've spent out in the forests of Oregon, primarily around Bend. But yeah, I've definitely gone to like the Wallowas, North Cascades. I haven't explored California a whole lot. Um, but I do know if you just drive out into like Shasta Trinity, um, it's kind of some scary drives out there, to be honest with you. Like, and maybe this was my bad. I just started traveling, and I remember I just wanted to go out into the Shasta National Forest, and I dropped a pin in the center of it, and I just followed the pin, and it took me down the scariest fucking road I've ever been on in my life. To this day, my whole life, that's the scariest road I've ever been on. This gravel road. And I was in a minivan similar to this one, and it was a gravel road, and it was like on a cliff. And on this side, it was like 1,000 feet down, maybe more. And on this side of the road was just like the going up that high, and it was this gravel dirt road, and my fucking brakes were shaking, like the ABS was going off, and all these brake warnings were on my dashboard, and it was like if my brakes fail, we're gonna die. Like this is it. But they didn't fail, thankfully. But I was having to like pump my brakes, and every time I lifted off my brakes, it would pick up speed, but I couldn't stop. Like literally, would not stop because my ABS was going off, and I was on these rocks that were rolling. You know, so it was like being on like oh, it was so scary, like fishtailing a little bit here and there because I'm on these pebbles on these rocks. Um, but it did open up into like this. I ended up in this beautiful fucking camp spot, dude. On the top of this hill, there was some firewood there, and the firewood has already been cut up and stuff because it was some loggers that had been in that area. And this was like an old logging camp. So they had a whole bunch of stacked up, cut up wood. And this firewood out there in Shasta was to this day still some of the slowest burning firewood I have ever found. In fact, I loved this firewood so much. I just threw a ton of it in my van at the time I had at the time. Just stacked my van full of this firewood and burned on it like for quite a while because it's just, yeah, like I said, to this day, the slowest burning firewood I've ever found. You ever saw The Big Guy or heard him? The Big Guy? I mean, there's some fat people in Oregon. Just cause it's Oregon doesn't mean everyone eats granola. The closest thing I've ever seen to Sasquatch in Oregon is Dave Lowe. That's the closest thing to Sasquatch I've ever seen. I feel like I don't know if I buy the Sasquatch conspiracy. I don't know if I buy it, dude. Like, we haven't found one turd. Like, not one shit. Not one, like, evidence that they were eating here. They, like, pretty much every animal scratches its back on shit, like bears and stuff, or they, like, leave marks, or they pee. Like, everyone has a high-definition camera in their hand. Still no good evidence. Like, still not, like, an actual, like, picture. Bring me a body. They're not dying. They're not dying anywhere. Like, yeah, so I don't buy it. I'm not convinced, man. So just a lack of evidence issue. Well, best we got is these blurry ass photos in 2026. My fucking glasses could take better pictures than what we've been seeing. So yeah, I'm just not convinced, bro. You're hearing it from a guy who lives in the woods. Yeah, a lot of folks live in the woods. I don't know what you mean by that. Or are you talking about me? You're hearing it from a guy who lives in the woods. I will say Harry and the Hendersons was a really good movie, though. I liked that shit. They should do a sequel to that movie or like maybe a remake or something. That would be neat. You're ruining magical forest myths. You know, the forest doesn't need myths to be magical. That's how I feel about it. It already is. You know what I mean? Like, if you're out in the woods and you get lucky enough that like you get to see a bear, or even luckier, you get to see like a cougar. Definitely deer and elk. Um, birds of prey. Right now, I'm out here in the water. I asked AI if whales ever come through here, and the last spotted whales, the pot of whales, killer whales, came through here. Orcas was in 2023, but it's pretty rare they come into the bay here. But when they do, they're usually chasing sea lions. Um, but I was really hoping that maybe that would happen. You know what I mean? I remember I did get to see some orcas when I took the ferry from Port Townsend, Washington, over to Seattle, Washington, and on the ferry, there was some orcas that were floating around out there. That was pretty fucking cool, actually. Yeah, but Bigfoot does not exist. I wish he did, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe he does, but bring me a turd. Bring me a body. Bring me their fur. They're not shedding their fur anywhere. Like, we have so many signs of animals, not just like their body, but that would be a pretty good sign. But it's been like, what, 100 years since the Bigfoot myth started? And in 100 years, nothing? I'm not convinced, man. Like, I'm a, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I, I don't know. I forgot the word. It was there, but it's gone. I want to say speculate, but that's not it. I'm a speculative guy. No, that ain't it. Um, I don't know. I just prefer evidence. Evidence is nice to have. I lived in Coeur d'Alene. Never even heard of Bigfoot. They had a sighting of orcas in Depot Bay a few days ago. Hey, that's cool. Coeur d'Alene, man. Coeur d'Alene would be perfect if it wasn't in Idaho. Sorry. I'm sorry if you're a big fan of Idaho, if you live in Idaho, but I I like Coeur d'Alene. It would be a lot cooler if it wasn't in Idaho. But I don't like going through Idaho because weed is so incredibly illegal there. And there's a lot of other laws that they have that I'm not a big fan of, but that one especially, like, for any state to still be locking up combat veterans for pot, I'm sorry, but you don't have my respect. That state does, not you specifically, but that state, the lawmakers and the people voting for that, they don't have my respect. Um, those people, like it's clear at this point. We know better. It's clear at this point that it does have medical benefits. So why it's still schedule 1, and why we're still putting veterans in jail for it, blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. I don't know if there's any moral high ground to stand on for weed still being illegal in so many states. So until it's legalized, I don't visit states. I don't like to visit states. I don't like to spend my money in those states that have that weed's not legal. It's that ain't cool, man. It's not cool. Like, to take someone's freedom away, for weed, for something that does help, blows my mind. High tide must be coming in because these waves are getting big. Let's see if I can catch this wave. Yeah, here it comes. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. But yeah. Pretty big waves coming through. High tide must be coming in. Idaho has medical now? That surprises me, honestly. I'm in St. Louis. We have dispensaries every 500 yards. I don't like driving through Idaho. I can't speed. Yeah, no shit. That's one of those states where you like. I say this about Indiana and Idaho. You go on vacation, you leave on probation. I remember when I was driving my motorhome through Idaho on my way down from Montana, and I threw that belt. Boy, was I stressed out. Super stressed out that I was just broke down on the side of the road in Idaho, of all places, with Slab City painted on the side of my RV. Oh, that was so stressful. Cops there are so awful. Like, they're bored, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what their problem is, but they'll hand me up over dumb shit. I remember even while I was in the military, I was in the National Guard in Oregon, and I was in a unit that was right on the Oregon border, or I'm sorry, the Oregon border. And in fact, the Ore-Ida factory was right there. And every time I drove into Idaho, because there was people in my unit who lived in Idaho, and so I would go visit them. And every time I drive into Idaho, I'd get pulled over. Every fucking time without fail. I'd get pulled over, and sometimes in uniform, but it was because I had Oregon plates. 100% because I had Oregon plates that snatched me up. Where are you going? What's going on? Got any weed in the car? Like, no, dude, I don't even smoke weed. And I didn't smoke weed at the time. I was in the military. So now it's even more. There's a few other places. North Carolina is also a real bad one. Their cops fucking suck too. How far am I from Monterey Bay? I genuinely have no idea. Where's Monterey Bay? I just got some apples and bananas from Joplin Dispensary. Apples and bananas. I like to smoke, 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 smoke. Apples and bananas. Yeah, they are. I got a nice speeding ticket there. Yeah, I don't know how far I am from Monterey Bay. Where is Monterey Bay? Down in Monterey? Pretty far from that, I'm pretty sure. I'm in Redwood territory. I drove through the Redwoods the other day. The Avenue of the Giants. That was so fucking cool. Not my first time going through there, but it was really cool. And if I can swing it, if I can pull it off, I think that I'm gonna stick to the coast as I go north until I get like maybe halfway up the Oregon coast, and then I'll cut over to Bend. I think maybe that's what I'll do. I'll have to look at the map and plan this out, but the device I look at my map on, I'm currently live streaming from. I also don't know if you can hear the foghorns. Every single day, these foghorns are going off. There's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 buoys out there that are just like constantly every like fucking 5 seconds. I don't know if you can hear them. I don't even really notice them anymore, but it just caught my attention. It's been going off the whole time I've been live streaming. I'm buying land up there just to park and chill. They want to bust me. Let's go. I got bond money. But that's the problem. You shouldn't have to like get extorted for your money or lose your freedom or face any consequences whatsoever for pot, dude. You're not hurting nobody. You're not committing, you're not creating any victims. There's no reason. There's absolutely zero reason they can justify weed being illegal anymore. All it really does is like embolden and make the black market more powerful. It makes weed more expensive. And you don't even know what weed you're getting. You know, I mean, like I remember what it was like when weed was illegal. You don't know what you're getting. You're just getting whatever your dude had. Is it an indica? Is it a sativa? Most likely you have no idea. It's just fucking weed, bro. Now you know. Now you know how much THC is in it. Now you know what terpenes are in it sometimes. Depends on which dispensary, which farm, what state. But you know what you're getting. You have safe access to it. You get a receipt when you buy your weed. I like that way more. That's way better. You don't have to go to some shady dude's house who treats the girls that you're with fucking weird because he's the only plug in town. Like fuck that, dude. Why we gotta do that? Why can't we just go to the store, pick up our weed? It should be like Costco, dude. You should be able to like take the shovels and the bins and just shovel as much weed as you want. There shouldn't be a limit. I don't know why we even put limits on how much weed you can buy. That also doesn't make any sense to me. But for 30 bucks, I could go to the liquor store and buy enough liquor to kill myself. But I can't have more than an ounce of weed. Make that shit make sense. That doesn't. I saw Primus and Bend outdoors. Yeah, that was the Les Schwab Amphitheater. I think it actually has a new name now, the Hayden Homes Amphitheater. Yeah, I've seen a lot of bands at that outdoor venue. Got one in New Mexico too, 80 and a 45, the injustice. Oh man, 80 and a 45 is crazy. I'm gonna be high enough up I can be out the back room before they ever get to me. I know they're coming up the mountain 15 minutes before they get to me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're smoking in your house, most people aren't gonna raid your house or whatever. Like if you're just like that guy has some weed for personal use. But it's still, like, you shouldn't even have to be worried about that. The cops raiding your house, breaking into your fucking home over pot shouldn't even be a concern. Just saying. Like, don't we have pedophiles in our country we should be taking care of? Don't we have, like, murderers? People breaking into fucking cars and homes we could spend that money on? Like, if we're really talking about enforcing the law, how about we go ahead and enforce the law that like the laws that create victims. Why don't we focus on those? You know, like if you actually look at the clearance rates of cops in our country, and you can Google this. I'm not making this up. If you get murdered, if somebody murders you, it's a 50-50 shot that they're going to solve your murder in America. The statistics for the whole country, 50-50 that they're going to solve your murder. Um, Don't let forensic files fool you. 50-50 shot they're going to solve your murder. If it's a property crime, it's even lower. It's like 20%. They're going to solve, like, if someone broke into your house, they're not going to figure it out. Like a 20% chance they're going to figure it out. And usually that's when the criminal made some dumb fucking mistake. There's cameras, or, it's in an affluent area, so the cops care a little more. But for the most part, yeah, it's like a 20% chance that the person that smashes your window and takes all your fucking change and your AirPods is going to get caught. Now, if it's somebody who assaults you, it's in the teens. It's in the teens that's going to get solved. And if it's a sexual crime, it's even lower. Like rapes, it's even lower chance that's they're going to have a clearance rate for that crime. So, do you know what the solve rate for drugs is, though? The solve rate for drugs is like 98%. 98% clearance rate. So what have we done with the war on drugs? We've prioritized solving crimes that don't create a victim, ruins people's lives when you arrest them for it, when they're already ruining their own lives with this mental health issue, substance abuse. That's what we've prioritized. We haven't prioritized protecting people. We've prioritized, um, victimless crimes that we primarily enforce on poor and minority communities. And that's not an accident, because what happens when you become a felon, right? Like, what happens when you get a felony? You can't own a gun anymore and you can't vote anymore. They take away your right to own a gun and they take away your right to vote, which are the two ways that you influence government. That's how you influence them, by voting. And if your vote doesn't work and they become a tyrannical government, well, we bear arms in order to protect ourselves from that. So if you take away felons' rights to influence government and you only enforce it on poor and minority communities, you end up with a group of actual marginalized people who can't influence how they're governed anymore. Um, I don't know what the solution is, but I don't think a war on drugs is the solution. I think all that money that we're spending to catch people smoking fucking weed um, should be spent on maybe, things that help, things that actually help. I don't see how putting people in jail is helpful. I mean, I do see how putting people in jail that are violent is helpful. People out there hurting kids, put them in jail. But somebody just doing drugs and being really unhealthy probably doesn't need jail. They probably need a little bit more than that, because nobody chooses to be addicted. Um, Nobody makes that choice. They choose to get high. And don't get me wrong, I'm not justifying drug use. It is bad for you. I'm not advocating for anyone to go out and do drugs. It's unhealthy. But nobody's going to arrest me for eating McDonald's every day either. And that's unhealthy. I'm not going to lose my gun rights because I had a McDouble today. Hopefully the feds sign off on it. That's what kind of what made me start this rant, was the fact that for the last three presidential election cycles, I keep hearing how they're going to legalize weed. We're going to legalize weed. And it just reminds me of like high school when they're like, we're going to have pizza for lunch every day. Like, nobody's done it. They haven't legalized weed. And I know that the president doesn't have the ability to create a law. But you know what the president can do? If I was president for like 4 years, I don't think I'd get reelected. So let's just say 4 years. Every single morning, I would give a presidential pardon to anybody arrested for weed. And then I would let them figure it the fuck out. Figure out a different way to solve that problem. Anybody arrested for weed, presidential pardon. And I would encourage the governors to do the same for state crimes, since I don't have the authority to do that for state crimes. So you're gonna have to get creative if you're gonna solve the problem. You know what I mean? I may not be able to create a law, but there is some authority that I have. Actually, the crime rates in New York were best when they had opium and prostitution. Maybe, I don't know. But before we made opium illegal, think about this. Before we made opium illegal, people would, go to the opium den, just like a bar. They'd get all fucked up. They'd crash there and they'd throw up on themselves. And then in the morning, they'd wake up and they'd go home. We made opium illegal. So there became a black market for opium. And then some chemists got a hold of opium and they were like, oh, we can create opiates from this, because opium is illegal, but the chemical makeup of opiates is not illegal. So what did they do? They created like heroin, fentanyl. They created all these way worse drugs for people to be doing, because at the time they weren't illegal. They became illegal eventually. Just like when you used to be able to buy like salvia at the gas station. You used to be able to buy stackers with ephedrine in it at the gas station because it wasn't illegal. Now it is. Now you can't buy that shit at the gas station. So they did the same thing with opium. They made a synthetic opium, opiates, made heroin. And now we have that kind of epidemic. If, I don't know. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I do know that like anytime you make something illegal, you're not getting rid of it. Like, it's not gonna go away. It just moves it from the legal market where Americans are selling it and creating businesses off of it, and you move it from the legal market, they're paying taxes, to the illegal market, the black market. That's where it moves to. And the people who operate within the black market are the ones that are willing to do violence in order to protect that market. That's all it does. That's literally when you ban something, that's where it goes. Prostitution, same thing. Moved it from the legal market, like we have in Nevada. It's a victimless crime. But we move it from the legal market, like we have in Nevada, where women have choices and they have employment protections and they have health code, regulations. And you move it to the black market, where the women don't have any employment protections and the pimps are beating the fuck out of them and taking their money, and they can't call the cops because their whole existence is illegal. And then you also end up with, human trafficking because prostitution is illegal instead of legal brothels that are state regulated or county regulated. That's safe access for all parties involved. There's my rant. I was really hoping parking over here, something cool would happen. Like a blue whale would come and do a big jump. But, no, not really. I haven't seen pelicans out here, though, which is pretty damn cool. I like pelicans. They fly like super low on the water. Like surfing, you know what I mean? Giant wingspans, too. Getting ready to flip a Sprinter. Fuck yeah, dude. That was a great rant. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. Only gonna live here 3 months a year. And you're gonna flip a Sprinter? You sure you don't want to gift it to your favorite YouTuber? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Man, what I wouldn't do for like a full-size van. A van that I could stand up in. A van that doesn't make me like, I mean, I'd be still homeless, but I don't know. Sprinter's a little classier homeless, isn't it? I mean, eventually they'll be affordable enough that I'll be able to buy like a super used one, like I did this van. But I'll probably be like 87 by that point. But like, if I won the lottery right now, that'd probably be the first thing I'd buy. Is like a diesel 4-wheel drive, high top van. Maybe even like a pop top. Yep. It would be it'd be a mix between that and maybe converting one of those vans into an electric vehicle. Like a high top van, like a Sprinter into an electric vehicle, just paying the money to make that shit happen. They're getting pretty cheap. Gonna put a queen bed in it. Fuck yeah, dude. That's another thing. Like, having a van that I could put a queen bed in, I'd be that. That would be awesome. That would be. Yep. I just need to win one Powerball. I mean, even like half a Powerball. I don't need a whole lot. They are getting cheap. You're not wrong. But cheap for you is like what, like 10, 15 grand? That might as well for me be $1 million. You know what I mean? Like that's like almost a year's worth of my income. So think about what the yeah. I don't make that much, man. So 10 grand would be, you know, that's just so much money. But I am gonna have to figure something out. I would like to get a new vehicle. I would like to get a different van. And I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get the money yet. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I would like to get a new van. I mean, maybe I start a GoFundMe and just um, let it sit for a year or two until there's enough money in it to get a better van. Honestly, like either like a Sprinter van or that style van, or like a short school bus, like a 3 or 4 window school bus on a van chassis. I would be also, I'd be pretty comfortable in that. You could put a queen bed in that. You know what I mean? The electric I'm gonna do will cost more than the van. The battery will cost more than the van. Somehow, Cause got a loan for a used SUV. Yeah, he might have had no credit. Um, because I don't know, if you don't use your credit for like 7 years, if you don't touch it, you basically have a zero credit score. But I've got when I was in New Mexico and I had that heart attack, I got air lifed, and the air ambulance, the VA didn't cover that, so that's in collections, which has made my credit score, it's like below a 600. Um, but that's the only like thing I've used in my credit too. So I don't think I would get a loan. I don't think that would happen. Like I think the only credit card I'm eligible for is a secured credit card, one of the ones that you like pay a deposit for. So if I gave them $200, I'd have a $200 credit limit. So yeah, I don't think I'll be getting a loan anytime soon. I'm bringing orange amps too, though. I don't know what orange amps are. I got a I got a pretty good solar system in my RV. Built it myself. Okay, this guy in this slam truck right here. It's a lowrider truck with a lawnmower in the back. Just started doing like some drifting right here. And like all I heard was like rocks hitting his undercarriage because it's so fucking low to the ground. But he did it on the sand. Sounded promising. But yeah, I'm hoping that maybe I will start a GoFundMe or something like that, so I can get a better van than this. Maybe a van that has a headliner that's not falling down, and maybe I whatever vehicle I get, I know I'm getting one that has AC. It has to have air conditioning. I'm so sick of not having air conditioning. Like that's gonna be a priority. What electrical system and batteries are you putting in your van, bro? It's gonna cost more than the van. Solar systems can get real expensive really fast. Like um, you'd be able to run anything. You'd be able to cook with electric and stuff, but you'd end up spending like 15, 20, like 10, 15 grand on your solar setup. And then you'd have to like hope you had enough surface area on the vehicle itself to put the solar panels that you would need um, to charge up your batteries. That's usually where vehicle dwellers end up struggling. Isn't You could put as many batteries as you want in the thing, but charging those batteries up ends up being a task because there's not enough surface area on the vehicle to put enough panels on it to charge the batteries. Um, Big school buses tend to do better with that kind of stuff, but I got 400 watts on the roof here, and I don't have any more space. I don't have any more space on the roof. That's it. It's all gone. 400 amp hours is keeping my EcoFlow quite alive, though. Dude, power in the last year have gone through the roof. What do you mean, like power at your house, like your electric bill? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All of our energy bills have gone up. If gas goes up, everything goes up. That's, yeah, energy costs money, and it is. It's crazy out here right now. Almost $7 a gallon here in California. Fuel or diesel fuel is like 8.50, almost $9 a gallon. Make that shit make sense. Which is had a lot to do with why I don't have the RV right now. Why I'm not traveling in the RV. You can run a whole house, yeah, on solar. You can run a whole house for 8 hours before recharging. And honestly, 8 hours ain't that long, bro. Running a house for 8 hours is not that long. If you have like one cloudy day, you're cooked. 2 cloudy days, that's, you know, you're gonna need a lot of panels. So, like, I've been living off of solar for over a decade. It doesn't matter how big your solar system is. A few days of you know, and 8 hours is a good amount of time to last without a sun. But it really, you're gonna see that it's not a whole lot. So if you got a week of clouds coming up, you're gonna have to plan for that. You're gonna have to reduce your power consumption in order to make it that whole week, or figure out another way to charge your batteries. A lot of people have like backup generators. You can, if you're in a vehicle, you can hook your inverter, not your inverter, but your the power system of the van. Why am I not pulling this out of my brain? Your I just replaced one of these not too long ago with Johnny. Alternator. That's it. Your alternator. You can hook your alternator up to your batteries. That could charge your batteries as well. As long as your batteries are 12 volt. You know what I mean? If your batteries are anything else, you're gonna have to get like some step downs or step ups because your car is gonna be 12 volts. But if your battery system's like 48 volts, you're gonna have to get a little creative with charging that up. Do they let you camp on your land at the Salton Sea if you own it, or do they kick you off? So, technically, no, you're not supposed to be able to camp on your land on the Salton Sea. Technically, it's against not city ordinances, but county ordinances. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Are they kicking anyone off? No, they haven't done it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if something happened in the future. If some sort of code enforcement came along and said, you can't do that. But so far, that hasn't happened. So there are people who own their land, live on the beach, and stay on the beach. So it does happen. But technically, they're doing crime too. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, my back has just been like so tight lately. It is really good to be out of the heat. When I was in Bombay Beach before I left, it was like extremely hot, like 100 degrees. And here it's like 60 degrees. Nice and cloudy, trees, water. Like a patch of cypress trees over here. I only know those are cypress trees because I asked my glasses. My glasses told me. And I thought that was pretty sick. Because you could just ask your glasses, hey, what kind of tree is this? What kind of bird is this? What kind of rock is this? What kind of car is this? It'll take pictures, it'll take video. It got AI built into it. I can also kind of control my phone. I could be like, hey, take me to Safeway. And it'll be like, all right, sending directions to Safeway to your phone. And my Google Maps pops up. So while I'm driving, it's way easier to put in my route on the phone without having to drive and like search while I'm driving. I'm getting a little older, so I notice now that when I'm using like Google Maps while I'm driving, I'm starting to swerve a little more. I gotta get a little too comfortable with doing that, so gotta slow down on it. These pelicans are dropping in a little closer this time, so maybe you guys can see it this time. I think they were going after some sort of fish right there. Can you guys see it? Or am I just showing you stuff that you can't see? Let me know in the comments, chat. Yeah, boy. Oh, there goes one of those Teslas I was talking about. Those crossover ones. It's like an SUV one. Dude, I could fucking live in that. NorCal rules. I like it up here. It's good weather right here on the beach. Like I said, like an hour inland, though, it's like 90 degrees out in the woods. It's oppressively hot. Yeah, you can see the birds. Yeah, those are pelicans, bro. It's like a whole bunch of them right there. Must be fish right there they're diving after. And this is also an off-road area, so you'll see like this kind of stuff throughout the day, which is pretty cool. You ever watch that movie called They Live Among Us? In it, Roddy Piper wears sunglasses that exposes the truths. I think I've heard of that movie.
I'm gonna slide right there.
This guy said he's gonna slide right here. Let's see what he does. I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm gonna slide right there. I'm gonna slide right there. Just out of the way. Over there, by the bathroom.
He's telling them to move because he's gonna slide right there. I tell him to fuck off. This is the most hillbilly white people shit, with a fucking lawnmower in the back of his truck and his slammed hoopty pickup. I hope he flips it. Ooh, wow, that was so cool, bro. Wow, look at you go. Literally, like, those people parked and they were getting out to enjoy the beach. And he's like, I'm gonna slide right there. Go move over there to the bathrooms. And they did. What the fuck? And now he's just parked over there. He just did that little dumb little loopy loop thing. That little I slid my truck sideways, sort of. Sorry, white people shit sometimes is. I hope he fucking fucks up a tire or something. Anyways. That's how it goes. Looks like St. Louis without the gunshots. Now this guy's just peeling out in the road. I bet he's got some like, I bet he's like 22 and he's got some like 19-year-old girl he's trying to impress in his pickup. Fucking lawnmower in the back. That's so fucking stupid. Hey, this is Friday. They might have a kegger out here tonight. Well, they closed this park at 9:30, an hour after sunset. They closed the park. So I'm not expecting there to be a kegger or anything out here. It's more like a day use area. Hey, I think it's liberated. Hey, what's up, dude? Just so you know, I changed my name. Billy the Kid, 420. I'm into it. What's up, dude? What's up, Mischief? What's up, Zig and Zad? Zag smoking. Now it's Zigzag and Zia. Now I got two dogs. I got Zag and I'm fostering Zia probably forever. But yeah, I got two dogs now. They're back there beating each other up at the moment. Well, they were. Every time I go to show you that they're fighting and playing, they stop, so. I'm gonna slide right there. Watch out, guys. I'm gonna slide. I'm actually kind of enjoying these birds diving into the water over here. You still at the beach area? Yeah, dude. I'll show you. I'll show you where I'm at. I don't know if you guys can hear the foghorns or not. But these pelicans have been hunting in this water for the last hour or so. And you can see them diving after fish. And they're just circling this one area. So if I was a fisherman, that's probably where I'd be. I'd be right there. That's where I'd put my water in the pole. My pole in the water. Whatever I'm trying to say. Is that the Salton Sea? No. No, that's definitely not the Salton Sea. Salton Sea ain't got life like that, dude. There ain't no fish. All the fish are dead. There ain't no pelicans. I'm right along the ocean in Northern California right now. Actually got some waves going on. Yeah, you're right. It's high tide's coming in right now, so there is some waves. Some of these might actually be big enough to surf on too. Like some of them are pretty decent size. At least like on a longboard. On a longboard you might get pushed a little ways. I mean, I don't know. They're pretty, maybe like 3 or 4 feet swells. They're not like curving or anything, but with a real long surfboard, you might be able to get pushed through this inlet. Not quite sure. Northern hillbillies are the worst. I saw Deliverance. Be careful. Hey, you ever try surfing? Yeah, dude, I used to surf. I surfed in North Carolina when I was growing up. Yep. Mom also bodyboarded quite a bit, and not like boogie board, but a bodyboard with like the fins on my feet. I'm trying to think of what I might have for snacks. Might be time for a snack. If you're just joining me, smash the like button while I go look at my snack selection here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I forgot what snacks I bought. Yeah, Wavy Lays. Hickory barbecue. I think I had some of these at my friend's house the other day, and they were freaking amazing. Yeah, these must have been it. I wasn't quite sure if these were them or not. Granola time. Yeah, I probably should have gotten granola. But I got Lay's potato chips instead. Thanks for hitting that like button, guys. I so in order to in order to be monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 hours of watch time. And you have to have those 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 365 days. And I just looked after my last live stream, and I have 3,900 hours of watch time. So I would not be surprised if I get demonetized within the next month or so. Which I know that's my fault. I didn't do anything with my channel for the last 4 months. And I'm not too worried about it. But it is like, I'm sure I'll get the watch hours back up. I guess YouTube does this little grace period with it though. Like you might have a month to get your hours back up, but I'm not sure. Not sure how it works. %of the time, it's 100% our fault. That's a lot of commitment, 4,000 hours. It's like total. So if I live stream for an hour and 100 people watch it, that's 100 hours of viewing. So 4,000 hours in a year. I don't know, when at my highest watch hours for the year, I think it was like 30,000 watch hours. So I didn't have a whole lot of problem when I was like producing a lot of videos. So I'm not too worried about it. YouTube shorts don't count towards that though. YouTube shorts are even worse. You need 10 million views. 10 million views in the last 90 days for YouTube shorts to get paid. Which that's crazy. What's for dinner tonight? Probably breakfast for dinner. I think I'll make some eggs and some cheese. Make like breakfast burritos or something. I do need to go to the grocery store. But until I do, I got breakfast stuff for dinner. What are you guys doing for dinner? What's your plans? I'm just not that good at commitment. Couldn't hack it. It is a lot of work, if we're being honest. Whoa. That was a ship I saw coming in the other day. And I think it might be getting pulled by that thing. Doesn't look like a tugboat. But it does look like it's like straining. Look at that fucker. I got a video of this boat coming in too. Yeah, I think maybe this boat is pulling it in. Or out. That's pretty cool. It's like a floating building on its side. It's so huge. That's what she said. Yeah, those tugboats are pretty amazing, actually. But I don't know if that boat's escorting it or if it's actually pulling it. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not a sailor. I have no idea. I'm not sure how that works. Did I consider joining the Navy? No, I didn't. Not a very strong swimmer. I'm not buoyant. My fat ass don't float. Never been able to float, even when I was a little kid. If I'm in the water and my head is above the water, it's muscles doing that. I'm not floating, I'm paddling. That ship is huge. Be kind of cool to get a job on one of those, though. Like, who knows where this came from? It looks American. And the name it had, I don't remember what it is, but it was American. Maybe it came from like San Diego, maybe Seattle, maybe even Alaska, Hawaii. Who knows? But the amount of money you probably make from living on a ship, going from like port to port, that could be kind of cool. Saving the rest of those for later. Oh, there's another boat behind it. Didn't even notice that one until right now. There's two boats that escorted it in the other day. One in the front and one in the back. But I don't know if you can see. There's the other one. Not a great shot of it, but yeah, I didn't even see that one until right now. Oh. Alright, you guys have had me for about 2.5 hours now. So I think I'm gonna get off of here in a minute and go cook that breakfast we were talking about. Appreciate y'all being here. If anyone wants to kick down for gas money, since gas here is almost $7 a gallon, my links are in the description of this video. Pretty sure they're in the description of the video. And they'll be in the description. They definitely are in the description of my channel. So go check them out. My link tree is there. And until next time, guys. Miles of smiles.